everybody, this is part 2 of our video here with JP and JP. Now we've talked about some of the practical nuts and bolts. Let's talk about the head game.
Okay.
When people talk about the psychological part of accumulating wealth, what does that mean?
Well, this is the hardest part. This is really, people think picking the right investment is hard. No. Having financial discipline is the hardest part of building wealth. Okay. It's making sure that you, as an individual, have the decision-making discipline to take control and make the right choice versus the wrong choice. And unfortunately what happens for most Americans and for most people, most human beings, is we're hardwired to make poor financial decisions because we make those decisions with our mind. Okay? So from a psychological perspective, your mind, just so you know, your mind are the things like the desires, the feelings, the impulses, the dislikes, the likes, the emotional part. So money's very emotional, all right? So we make things like, should I put $100 into my retirement account or should I go and purchase X? Ooh, I like X a lot more. I'm going to probably make that decision. So the mind plays an integral part. The other side of the psychological game is your intellect. And this is the one I really want to focus on in this video. The intellect is the part of the brain that thinks. Okay, it's the one that judges. It's the one that decides, that has reason. Okay? And monitors your feelings. So if you have a weak financial intellect, you're probably not going to be very financially successful. If you drive all of your financial decisions based on your mind, your emotions, your feelings, your desires, you're probably not going to be doing very well. So that is ultimately, from a very basic psychological breakdown, what you need to focus on as an investor is, how do I strengthen my financial intellect?
Here's the answer.
Okay. And ultimately is, you have to be very good at saying no to things. So one of the things I learned actually, and there was a study that, and a speaker that I actually learned a lot from, that did a huge survey. He went and met, I think, over 100 billionaires and tried to find the most specific trait that they all kind of shared. And one of the things, the top of that list is they say no a lot.
Really?
Okay, so again, saying no is about discipline. Discipline is not only doing the things you should do, that you know you should do, but it's also not doing things you know you should not be doing, right? So, you know, most of us know how to make money. I mean, it's not that it's a very complicated thing. Well, first you have to say, well, that's difficult, you know? I mean, you have to say no to certain things in your financial day-to-day activity so that you have money available to actually put away. But it's not, you know, that's not that sexy. It's not that exciting,
No,
you know?
It's
so ultimately, it's about saying no a lot. I mean, I think that's ultimately what I want to make sure that your readers and the audience tunes in on, is to strengthen your financial intellect. You have to make sure that it has the strength to overcome your mind. Okay? And ultimately look at things from, what's going to be my benefit in the future for this decision? You're not going to get instant gratification a lot as it relates to the intellect's decisions. Okay? You have to have enough judgment to say, you know what? I'm going to say no to this or whatever, because it's important enough for me to be financially independent sometime in the future. And if you're from the young generation, 25, 35, you know, culturally or generationally right now, instant gratification is something that's tough to overcome, because it's just kind of our reality. But there are no shortcuts to building wealth. And so you have to do every single day or every single month the things you need to do to be successful, like anything in life. You know, so strengthen your financial intellect, say no as much as you possibly can to things that you know you shouldn't do, that are based on your mind's desires, feelings, and emotions, and really focus on monitoring those feelings, and ultimately, you know, doing the things that you need to do. That's pretty much it. It's easy.
It's easy. It's easy. Build your intellect. Have it stronger than your mind. It's not Jedi magic, but it does take discipline and a solid plan. So, JP, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I've learned a ton,
Thanks,
and I hope
Jason.
you readers enjoyed it and learned a lot too. See you later.
Take care.